minus are you doing it? Do you know what goes there, Donna?
No.
Okay, if you take out the 3, that means you need to divide by 3, right? So you can do it on the side. Pi over 2 divide by 3.
Pi over 6.
Yes, okay, so it will be pi over 6. And then if you want to check if you did it right, you can multiply back in, right? And then you should get the original question back, right? Pi over 6 times the 3 will become pi over 2, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, and then that at the end will be plus 1. So A is the 2, 3 is B, right? Pi over 6, C, and D. And then from there, you can find the RST, right? Okay, next one. Okay, this question 8 should be okay. Question 8 is already in the ABCD form, right? A, B, C, D. Okay, same with number 9. Okay, so just 4, 7. Most of you got 4 and 7 incorrect. Let's look at 14. 14, I remember it was erased, right? You got rid of the decimal. That's okay. It's not wrong, okay? But what you could do is you just grab the numerator at 2 pi and the denominator 12.6. You use that as the b. So this whole thing here is the b, okay? b is 2 pi over 12.6. And then A, C, D, they are the easy part. Okay, so just keep it in decimal. You don't need to change it into, you don't need to times it by 10 on top and bottom. Okay, and then same with the next one, right? 2 pi over 12.4. Use that as the b. Okay, so those questions on the top, you don't need to graph. Okay, so I will still be selecting a couple questions from here too, okay, for today's homework, because I think you guys need more practice, okay? And then the bottom ones, okay, so because you had trouble with finding ABCD, so that's gonna affect your graph, right? So basically your ABCD wrong, then your table of value will be wrong, okay? So let's look at the number 5. Number 5, okay, so Kelly, can you tell us how to change it to ABCD?
You take out the 2.
Yeah, so negative 5 cosine 2, and then?
It's x minus pi over 6.
Yeah, and then plus the 2.
Plus 2.
Yeah, okay, so now you understand you need to take it out, ABCD over there. Okay, and let's try another one here. So Tiana, what about 7? How do you turn it into the general form?
You have to factor out the 2 pi.
Yeah, so it will be 2 pi and then?
X minus 2.
Yeah, x minus 2 plus 4, right? So that will be the A. A is negative 1, B is 2 pi, C is the 2, D is the 4. Okay, let's look at 6. 6 is the harder one because the x is reversed, right? It's at the back instead of at the front, right? For general form, right, x has to be in front, right, between B and C, right? So if it's at the back, you need to do a little bit more work. So let's see. William, how do you do this one?
Flip it first, so then it's negative 4x plus pi over 2.
Okay, let me write that down first. Negative 4x plus pi over 2. And then?
And then take the negative 4 out.
Yeah, so it'll be 4 sine negative 4. And then?
And then x minus, let me just do this.
Yeah.
Pi over 2 divided by 4 should be pi over 8.
Yes, okay. And then minus 1 at the back. But
Yeah.
make sure you put another bracket in the front, okay? Because otherwise, if you don't put that, it looks like it's sine minus 4, but it's not, okay? It's sine of, right? Everything here is inside the angle, right? Sine of something. So make sure you put one more brackets because of the negative, right? So your A will be 4, B is negative 4, C is pi over 8, D is that one. Okay, number 8 is the one similar to the above, okay? So that this part is your B. 2 pi over 3. Okay, that's your B. And what's the value for C? Trudy? For number 8, what's the C?
The C is, it's negative 1.
Yep, very good. Okay, if you see a plus 1, it's actually negative 1. And then you would use the negative 1 as your starting point of your table, right? And then after that, you do the size of space. Okay. Any question about these homework? I will pick a couple more, okay, question for today. Right, and then you need to do corrections, okay, for this homework. So it will be part of the homework to hand in, all right? Okay, so if no trouble here, we're gonna go on and continue with what we learned last time, okay? So make sure you understand the summary. This is a very important summary, right? How to go from function, right, to get the picture, to get the graph. All right, so it has all the important things needed. All right, so we know how to go from function to graph. So today we're going to go backwards, okay? To go from graph, they will show you the picture and you try to write out a function that matches it, okay? And before we get to that, I would like you to review the idea of new origin. Right, remember we talked about new origin? You can turn to page 50. Okay, look at page 50. The new origin is affected by which ones of the A, B, C, D? Which one tells you the new origin? Take a look. What's controlling the new origin?
C and D.
Yes, very good. Okay, so it moved the whole picture, right? Because original is always 0, 0 for origin. So it doesn't matter if you expand or compress, 0, 0 is gonna stay the same, right? Even if you flip it, reflect, it's still gonna be 0, 0. So the only thing that's gonna move it is the phase shift and the vertical displacement. So that's a CD, okay? So that is going to be very important later, right? To help us find CD. You need to find the new origin. And then to get the new origin, we need to draw the midline, right? The line that's right in between the highest and also the starting point, right? So that's going to tell you where they cross, that's the new origin. Okay, keep that in mind. Now we're gonna look at a question that has a graph. right? So please turn to page 53 now. So number 20, we want to write a sine equation, okay? Please circle that, so they will tell you which equation they want, okay? And then which describe this graph with a greater than 0, right? If you look at the bottom one is a cosine equation with a less than 0. So it's the same picture, right? You have two pictures which are the same, but then they want different equations, okay? So you have to match what they are looking for. So what does A control? A positive, A greater than 0, A less than 0, what difference does it make? Anybody? A greater than 0, A less than 0, how does that affect the graph? No one knows?
Expanding or compressing.
Expanding and compressing, close, not,
Vertical.
huh?
Vertical.
Vertical, yeah, has to do with the vertical, yeah. Greater than 0 means it's positive, right? Less than 0 means it's negative. So what's the difference? Having an A positive and A negative, what's the biggest difference?
Reflect over x-axis.
Yes, okay, so if it's greater than 0, there is no reflection. So that's why it's telling you, right? Because A stay positive. Because A greater than 0, you could have expand if it's bigger than 1. You could also have compression if it's between 0 and 1, right? So it's not just, it's included in greater than 0. Same with the A less than 0, right? So greater than 0, less than 0 is about reflection. And then less than 0, for the bottom one, there's a reflection over x-axis. Okay, so let's start with the question that has no reflection. So they want you to find an equation of sine that has no reflection. So this is a regular one, right? So let's draw that on the side. Okay, so the graph that we want, we can write, we want this one, right? Sine will start from 0, right? Go up, go down, go down, go up. So you have to know what you want to find. Okay? So if they say cosine with no reflection, then it's a different story, right? You have to draw a different graph to find. All right, so we want this one, and then let's circle the origin right there. Okay, so your first step to start is to search for this picture in the graph that they give you. You want to search for this section, okay? So what you can do is you can start by drawing the middle line first. Okay, so please do that on your graph. Draw the middle line and then draw the starting point so that it looks like the graph in the green box. Okay, so once you found a new origin, can you please raise your hand? So right now, draw two lines. One is the new axis, new x-axis, the middle line, and then the new y-axis, the new location. Because this graph that they give you has been moved, right? So please raise your hand once you have circled the new origin. Okay, Ray, could you draw the middle line on the screen?
I'm not sure if it's correct.
Okay, I'm sure it should be right. Yeah, perfect, okay. Right in the middle of between the highest and lowest. Okay, you also drew the y-axis, right? So where is the new origin then? Can you circle it? Yeah, perfect. Okay, very good. So make sure you match the one in the green box, right? From the new origin, it should start by going uphill, right? Go down and then down and up. Okay, so let me redraw that. I'm gonna erase this. Okay, so now we use the dotted line. Okay, we'll go through the middle point, right? And then you have to put the y-axis at the first point of the graph, right? So you have to put it here. So this is the one, right? And then you can see that it also goes up, right? From that origin goes up, goes down, and then after that we'll do the same thing, goes down, goes up, okay? It just didn't show the other part. So it has to look like the one that they want you to find, okay? So once you find that, we can just look at the picture and try to find the ABCD, okay? So let's start with A. A represents amplitude, remember, right? So where is the amplitude here? How long is the amplitude? Take a look at the picture. How big is the amplitude? Tiana, what do you think?
3.
3. How do you know it's 3?
I don't know.
What's the meaning of amplitude?
Like the highest and like the lowest.
From highest to lowest, that's the lowest, and that's the amplitude. What's the highest place?
3.
At 3, right?
Yeah.
What's the lowest place?
-1.
-1. Then if that's the amplitude, then amplitude should be like 4, right? Because they're 4 apart. What do you think now, William? What do you think the amplitude is?
I thought the amplitude was from midline, but if it's from the lower to the top, then it's 4.
Well, okay, so let's go back, right? Think about what amplitude is. That's very important, right? So that's like very beginning here, like this one. Okay. Page, you can look at page, what page is this one? Page 49, right? The first question that we had expanding, right? Amplitude here we have is 3. And 3 is measuring from the middle line to the highest, or you can measure from the middle line to the lowest. Okay, so both of them are amplitude. Amplitude is just talking about the height, okay, from the middle line. So it doesn't have positive or negative sign, okay? So back to here again, right? This question, we have from the middle line so over here, middle line is here, and then from the middle line to the highest, that should be a 2, okay? Or you can count from here to the lowest, that would be 2. So that's one way to do it, right? You can do by counting, right? Or you can take the highest minus the lowest. That's gonna give you the distance, right? And then divided by 2. If you want to show calculations, right? You can either by counting the boxes, or you can minus and divide by 2. So either way, you will end up with 2. So A is 2. And make sure, because they say no reflection, so we have to keep it as positive 2. Otherwise, you need to add a negative sign, okay? Now let's look at B. Okay, what did we use the B to find before? What was the use of B? What's that got to do with the graph? Anyone? Cindy, what do we use the B for?
The period.
Period, very good. Okay, so let's review on the side. What's the formula for finding period? Trudy?
It's 2 pi over absolute value b.
Yeah, very good. So if it's in radian, then we'll use 2 pi, right? Or if it's in degree, right? If the equation has degree, then we'll use 360. So either way, right, you do that like that. But that was using B to find period. Now we want to go backwards, right? I want to find B instead. So if period is 2 pi divided by B, how do I isolate B? What will be the formula for finding B then?
2 pi over period.
2 pi over period, yeah. Okay, so you just swap those two, right? So you can write it on the side, 2 pi over period. Okay, it's the same formula. They give you B, you can find period. They give you period, you can also find B. Okay, you just take 2 pi to divide. So over here, same thing. We will take 2 pi because the axis, okay, it doesn't have any degree sign, right? It just have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we know it's in radian. If instead they show you like 2 degree, right, 4 degree, 6 degree, 8 degree, then you have to use the 360 degree. Okay, so be careful. So this one we know it's in radian. Okay, let me erase all the degree signs. Okay, so the formula is 2 pi divided by the period. Okay, so you look at the picture now. How long is the period? Take a look. How long does it take for the graph to complete one rotation, right? One copy. Donna?
Mm, 2 pi over 12.
12.
The
So the
period is going to be 12.
Okay, period is starting with 12. Okay, so what you can do is you can pick any point to start, right? You can say, okay, I start with the origin at 4, and then finish the going up, going down, and then ends at 10, right? So that's like 6 away. So, and then another 6 will go down and go back up, right? So total will be 12. So you can look at the picture and count, okay? So this one will be 2 pi over 12. Of course, I can reduce it, right? Pi over 6. So that's how B. Okay, finally, the easiest part is the CD. Remember, CD is the new origin, right? So you see that's why it's important, right? You need to find where the new origin is. So it's a coordinate, right, which you already circled. So where is it, Kelly?
C is 4 and D is 1.
Yeah, that's it, okay? And we're done. Okay, so if you have the graph, it's much easier, right? But you got to understand what each one, like what each letter represents, right? What it means. So you got the A, B, C, D. All we need to do is to write out the equation, okay? So Y will be 2, and then we are doing a sine equation, right? Sine, and then B is power 6, X minus C, right? Plus D. So that's your answer. Okay, so later we're gonna try it. Okay, we're going to graph this out. Okay, and then we'll show the same exact picture. Okay, so with the same graph, I would like you to try the question B. Okay, so start by drawing the thing in the green box, meaning you need to write down, you need to draw it out what you want to find. Okay, what do we want here? And then after you figure out what you want, then you draw the new origin, okay? Find out where the new origin is. So I'll let you try that all by yourself. And when you find the equation, okay, then you can raise your hand, right? We are looking for a cosine that has a reflection. Cosine with a less than 0. Okay, let's check the thing that you want first. Cindy, can you draw the graph that we want to find? So that one is a cosine, right, Cindy?
Yeah.
Okay, but we want a cosine that has a reflection over x-axis.
Oh, I had to draw that.
Yeah, you gotta draw what you want to find, right? Otherwise you will be,
I thought you draw like the okay, wait.
yeah, you have to follow the question.
Wait, it won't draw. Oh wait, no. Okay, wait, I got it.
Yep.
Wait, no, I won't draw.
Are you using a phone?
No, okay, wait, I got it.
All right, yeah, that's right. Okay, so instead of starting from 1, it will start from -1, right? And then go up, up, down, down. Okay, so this is the reflection of a cosine. Okay, let me erase that first. Okay, so it will go up, go down, go down. So your origin is here. Okay, remember for origin, for cosine, it does not touch the graph, right? Because the starting point is not on the starting point is not on the origin, right? Different from sine. The sine graph, the first point is on the origin, but for cosine, it's either above or below, right? Depending on if you have reflections. Okay, so please raise your hand if you finished finding A, B, C, D. Once you figure out what you want to find, draw the new origin. Middle line is the same, okay? So I'm gonna draw that for you. And then I'll ask one of you to draw the y-axis, okay? The new y-axis. Is there anyone stuck here? Anyone has trouble finding the new origin? Okay, Trudy, can you draw the new y-axis for us?
I'm still trying to figure out.
Hmm?
I'm still trying to figure out.
Trying to figure out where to draw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can give you a hint, okay? You look at the green box. The green box is what we want to find, right, Trudy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, and then the y-axis has to go through the lowest point of the cosine, right? Look at the picture,
Mm-hmm.
right? The first point has to be on y-axis, and the first point is the lowest place. Okay, so that's where your y-axis should go through. So can you take a look at this picture? Where should we draw the new y-axis? Okay, you can draw it out.
Jason, do we write the equation too?
Yep. Once you found the ABCD, write the equation. Trudy, do you know how to draw? Where?
I'm not sure.
You don't need to draw the origin. I'm talking about y-axis, vertical line. Where is the vertical line? You're supposed to draw a vertical line, okay? To show me where is the starting line. Okay, somewhere close, yep, okay, not bad. So it has to go through the lowest point, okay? Because this one is, the question wants us to have a cosine with a reflection. So your starting point should be the lowest point. If it has no reflection, then starting point should be highest point, okay, for cosine. So that's a difference, okay? So let's clear that. So your highest point is actually, the lowest point should be here, right? This is the lowest point. So your axis will go through that place. All right, so once you have the new x-axis and the new y-axis, where they cross, that's your new origin. And that's where your CD is, okay? This is the most common mistake. A lot of people, they get the CD wrong because they use the lowest point as CD. And that's not correct, okay? You have to get an origin. Then that's the CD you use, okay? So let's check the ABCD now. Tiana, do you have the A?
Is it 2?
2 is the amplitude, right? But then here
Yeah.
we need to have a reflection, so A should be,
-2?
yeah, you need to add in the negative by yourself, right? Remember from last week, amplitude is the absolute value of A, right? So if they say, what is the amplitude? Then you will say 2 still, right? But then if they ask, what is the A? Then it will be -2, right? So there's a difference. Okay, next one is the B. What's the answer for B, Cindy?
The same as the top, like pi/6.
Yeah, very good. Okay, because the graph doesn't stretch, right? It's still the same picture. So A and B is the same, right? Except A is negative. Now, last one, CD. Kelly, what do you have for CD?
1 and 1.
1 and 1, very good. Okay. So that will be the circle, the red circle location, right? So once you have that, just combine them, write out the equation, y equals to, what's the equation then? Ray?
Y equals to -2 cosine pi/6 bracket x minus 1 bracket plus 1.
Yep, very good. Okay, so the same graph, you can always have 4 equations. Okay, it's just starting from different place, but their graph will overlap each other. Okay, so for example, you could have a sine without reflection, right? Like the one we got, or sine with reflection, right? Or you could have cosine without reflection and cosine with reflection. So total 4 combination. And they could ask you any one of them, okay? So every graph, you can get 4 equations, okay? So let's look at question C now, okay? Now once you have the equations, right, then you could use it to find any point on the graph, okay? So let's look at what they are asking here. Find the value of y, right? So this is what you're looking for. Let's underline that, right? Find the value of y when x equal to 6. Okay, let's see if we can do an estimate. When x equal to 6, 6 is right here, right? The point, right, if you go straight up, the point is somewhere here, right? So looks like it will be higher than 2, right? Almost 3. So probably something like 2.78-ish, right? So we should expect something like that. So that's what you're looking for. So how do we find a y value then? Donna?
You just like plug it in
Plug what in?
the 6,
Into where?
the x,
Okay. Which equation?
the cosine.
Cosine. Can we plug into the sine?
Mm,
Can we also plug into the sine, the first one?
no,
Are they for the same graph?
no,
The sine and cosine, they are for the same picture, right?
yeah,
So we can plug into any one of them, okay?
okay.
Okay, so we are going to do that, okay? And let's see if they both give you the same answer. We're gonna try to plug into both. And then here, even though it says rounded to the nearest tens, I want you to cross this out, okay? I want you to practice finding exact value, okay? So instead of round the answer, okay, I want you to write it down, answer exact values, which means you need to review how to find exact values later, okay? So we're plugging in one by one. Let's try the first one, right? So we were subbing the 6, so 6 minus 4 plus 1, okay? So this is using the first equation, and then we're going to simplify this. Be 2 sine. Okay, how do we simplify after the sine? What does it become? Cindy?
6 pi minus 4 pi over 6. Oh no.
You mean you expanded, multiplied in?
Yes.
Yeah, you could, okay. Or you could simplify the brackets first, right? They are just numbers.
Oh.
So
2 pi over 6.
yeah. Yeah, which is same as pi over
3.
3, yes, okay? So you just follow that math, right? You do the brackets first and then multiply. And then plus 1. Now, once you get here, this part is the part you need to find exact value. Sine pi over 3, okay? I hope you still remember how to find exact values. Okay, when you have found the exact value, please raise your hand. Sine pi over 3. They give you the angle here, so you should start by drawing angle, right? Draw angle, go through the 4 steps. Everybody should know how to do this, okay? If you need a note, let's see. You have to go back to where? To here. This one is page 41, right? Draw angle, reference angle, side ratio, check sign. Okay? Find exact values. Everyone has to get this. Raise your hand if you have the exact values. Is there anyone forgot how to do this? Can you let me know? Cindy, Samantha, Trudy, any question about exact values? Samantha, Trudy, any trouble?
I forgot how to do.
Okay. So you start by drawing the pi over 3. Okay. Which quadrant is pi over 3? Trudy. Which quadrant is
Quadrant 1.
quadrant 1? Okay. So that's your step 1, draw the angle. Step 2, can you tell me what is step 2?
Find the reference angle.
Okay. So how big is the reference angle then?
It's it was 30 degrees.
In radian.
Oh, right. It was pi. Wait, yeah, it was. What is it? It was pi over 3.
Pi over 3. Okay. So if it's pi over 3, let's put that there. That's pi over 3. What's the next step?
Find the side ratio.
Right. So how long is the opposite side?
It's 1.
Over 3 is the bigger angle. So opposite side should be the longer.
It's root 3.
Yeah, root 3 is bigger than 1, right? So you have to put the longer side across opposite to the bigger angle, right? So then the adjacent will be 1. What about hypotenuse?
It's 2.
2. Okay. So that's step 3, right? Find the side ratios. And then we want to find sine. So what's the answer for sine then?
It's sine pi 3 over 2.
Root 3 over 2. Okay, so we have root 3 over 2. And then what is step 4?
Let's check signs.
Okay, so is it positive or negative there?
Positive.
Positive, so that's it. Okay, so this is called find exact value. So that is going to replace sine pi over 3 times it by 2 plus 1, right? So what's the final answer then? William?
1 second.
Final answer is 1 second.
Yes, final second is 1 second. Wait, final second. Never mind. I can't English either.
Yep, you cannot English. That's enough. Yep.
2.73.
I want exact answers. Simplify
I-
this.
1 plus 3, root 3.
Yeah, the 2 cancels out, right? So just root 3 plus 1. Now, if they want it in decimal, then you can turn it into decimal from there, okay? And what did you say the decimal was?
2.7 something.
2.7, okay? So remember our prediction before, right? We said 6, and you look at the graph, it goes up. It looks like it's close to 3, so we were guessing like 2.7, 2.8, right? So that's pretty accurate. Okay, so I would like you to try again, subbing into the second one now. Okay, so -2 cosine over 6. Okay, and still using 6. Okay, 6 minus 1. But this one, this time is using cosine. Let's see if we can also get the same answer. All right, so please raise your hand if you finish the whole thing. So we're gonna simplify just like before. 6 minus 1, so 5 pi over 6 plus 1. Go through the steps for find side ratio, okay, find exact value. This is a good chance to review, okay? That was like, I think was 3 classes ago, right? Okay, so Trudy, do you have the cosine 5 pi over 6 this time?
Cosine pi over 6. What do you mean?
Hmm?
What did you mean? Oh, as in the ratio?
Yeah,
Negative 1 over 2.
negative 1 over 2. And then times it by negative 2. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, but then if you see that, it won't match the answer on the left though, right? Because it has to be the same. So let's go over that, okay? So how do we start? What's the step 1?
Draw angle.
Okay, where is the angle then? Five pi over 6, where does it turn to? Trudy?
Sorry, wait.
Hmm? Which quadrant?
It's in quadrant 2.
Quadrant 2, okay. Next step is reference angle. What's the reference angle now?
Pi over 3.
No.
Wait, no, pi over 6.
Yeah, because we are using 5 pi over 6, right? So you're left with 1 slice pi over 6. So how big is the opposite side?
The opposite side is 1.
Okay, so that means this will be root 3, this one will be 2, right? So what's cosine then?
Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse.
Yeah, so it will be
Negative root 3 over 2.
3 over 2, positive, negative?
Negative.
Negative, very good, okay? And then it multiplied by negative 2, that makes the negative canceled out. So you still end up with the same thing, okay? So with this example, we can see that same graph, you could have multiple answers, right? So usually they will tell you what equation they want, okay? But overall, you can always get 4 of them, 4 types. And depending on the origin, in fact, you can get infinite, right? If you start at different place, then you get different equation, right? You will have different phase shift, okay? But all the graph will overlap on top of each other, okay? They just start the graph differently. The question A, it starts from the new origin there. Question B, it starts from the lowest point, right? And then you go up and go down, right? Starting from there and continue forever. So if you overlap these two red graphs, they are actually the same one. Okay, make sense? So going back, right, is much easier. You just find A, B, C, D, okay? And then we had a new formula, okay? You can also box this one, formula for B, okay? B is for 2 pi over period. But of course, it depends, right? If it's a degree, then you will use 360 degree divided by period. Okay, so make a note. 2 possibility. All right, so let's look at question 21. This time, I would like you to try get the 4 equations that we talked about, okay? And then when you choose the new origin, I would like you to choose the one that's close to x-axis. Sorry, close to y-axis, right? As close to 0, 0 as possible, right? Don't choose something very far away, right? Because the answer key is always the one that's closest possible, okay? So please try this out. We are trying to get 4 different equations. For sine, we have 2 of them. For cosine, we also have 2 of them, okay? Let's all do the first one, the same one first. Okay, let's all do the one that has sine then, okay? And with a positive, okay? Let's do this one first. And then a negative. Okay, and then we'll do cosine. A positive, a negative. So organized like this, okay? So you at the end you get 4 equations. So please raise your hand if you have found the first one, okay? We'll just check the answer for first one, all right? If you can figure that one out by yourself, the rest are very similar, right? Because the first one needs to find most information, right? After that, a lot of things are the same. Samantha, Tiana, Trudy, any questions? How to get the first equation? Donna, can you tell us where to begin? What's the first thing we should do?
The middle line.
Middle line, very good. Okay, so let's draw that out. Middle line. Okay, right in between. So that's the middle line.
The line.
Okay, now we want to get a y-axis, right? So y-axis for the first one, we want a sign without reflection. So where do we draw the first one? William?
Sorry, can you say it again?
Where did you draw the y-axis for the first equation?
At the
Can you draw it on the screen?
sure.
Okay.
Wait. It's like here.
Okay, very good. Yeah. So let me erase that again. I'll use the color. Okay, so the first one will be here. Okay, so this will be the new origin for sine, right? Because sine without reflection, it has to go up first, right? And then go down, down, up, okay? So it has to be there. So let's get the amplitude now. A is amplitude, right? So erase, what's A?
4.
4, yeah. Okay. And then B, Trudy, how do you find B?
2 pi. It was 2 pi over period.
Yeah, so 2 pi over, how long is our period?
Our period is 6. Wait, no, 7. Was it? Hold on. I think I counted it wrong. 9.
You mean 9 boxes?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 boxes.
Oh, 8.
Yeah, starting from lowest to another lowest, that will be 1 period. But then you don't just say 8 because on the x-axis, do you see any number there? Trudy, do you see any number? Yeah? Do you see any number on the x-axis? No, look harder. I'm gonna zoom in. Do you see the number?
Wait, oh, pi.
Pi, yes. Okay, so the horizontal values, you have to use pi to figure it out, right? So how long is the period from here all the way to here? How long would that be?
Pi over 8.
The whole thing will be 8 boxes, right? But then the 8 boxes reaches to pi. So your period is pi.
Oh, right.
And then how big is one box?
One, pi over 8.
Yeah, so each one is pi over 8, okay? So the boxes is just telling you how you need to divide it, okay? But then you can look at the scale, right? So period is pi. So we just divide by pi, our b will be 2, okay? And CD is the new origin. So Eric, where is CD then?
Is it at pi over 4, 2?
Yeah, very good, okay? So pi over 4, 2. Anyone has question about how he got pi over 4? Okay, you just need to count 2 boxes, right? 2 boxes to the right. So that's like 2 pi over 8 and then simplify it. So once you write out the equation. So it will be y equals to 4 and it's a sine 2x minus pi over 4 plus 2. Okay, and then after that, a lot of things will be sharing. Okay, so you can complete the next 3. And when you finish the next 3, you can raise your hand. Okay. So each one will have a different place to put the y-axis. Okay, each one will have different origin. Okay, let's double check where you put the y-axis first. Okay, remember you need to choose the one that's closer to the original y-axis. So for the second equation, with the reflection, where do you put the y-axis? Tiana, did you find a place to put the y-axis?
No.
You know how to find the place?
Not too sure how to find it.
Okay, we are looking for a sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what sign looks like? The graph?
Yeah.
Okay, it starts from where? What's the first y value? Does this
0.
start from 0? And we want to have a reflection. So you could draw a little graph on the side, right? We want a sine graph that starts from 0. And then with the reflection, so it could go up or down.
Down.
Yeah, so it'll go down and go up, right? Go up and go down. So you're looking for that. Starting from 0, go down, go up, go up, go down. So where is the starting place? Where do you think we should put the y-axis? So it will look like that. It needs to go through the middle point, right? And then starting from the origin, it will go down first. Have you found a place?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you think we should put it?
6 and 2.
6. Oh, okay. You mean 6 pi over 8.
Yeah.
Okay, because each box is pi over 8, right? 6 boxes to the right and 2
Mhm.
up. So you mean over here? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, that works. But is there a closer one? Another place that is closer to the original y-axis than this one?
Negative 2 pi over 8
Yes.
and 2.
Yes, very good. Okay, so you will pick that one. Okay. So if you want to choose, because you can pick multiple, right? You can pick somewhere very far to the right side, but for answer key, they always use the one that's closest to the y-axis. So we'll use this as the beginning. Okay. So this one is for a less than 0, and then that one is for a greater than 0. Okay, so starting from there, you can do the A, B, C, D. If you finish all 4, please raise your hand. Okay, the rest, the cosines. And then I'm gonna just check slowly one by one. Okay. Elaine, can you tell me your A for the second one?
-4.
Yeah. Okay. Kelly, what about B?
Pi over 4.
Pi over 4. How? How did you get pi over 4?
2 pi over 8 equals pi over 4.
2 pi over, okay, over period. The formula was over period, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you got 8 as the period. How did you get 8? Did you count the boxes and count there are 8 boxes?
I think so.
Okay, so you look at the green line. Do you see the green line?
Yeah.
There's a number on the x-axis. Do you see a pi?
Yeah.
Okay, so it starts from 0, goes up to pi. How many boxes are there?
Uh, 8.
Yeah, so it takes 8 boxes to complete the period, but they tell you that 8 boxes, the length is pi. So you have to say the period is pi. Okay, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they won't put the number pi. They will say, okay, here is 8. If you see 8 there, then that means each one is 1. Okay, but because they put the letter pi there, so that's saying everything up to 8 boxes is a pi. So each little box is not 1. Each box is pi over 8. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the b then?
Hold on. 2. Wait, hold on. It's 2.
Yeah, okay, 2 pi over pi. So that's the same as before, okay? The period will be the same throughout the whole question because it did not change the period, right? If you change the period, that means it's getting wider, okay? So the graph is still the same graph, okay? So period won't change. Okay, next one, the CD. Trudy, what's the CD for second graph?
Negative pi over 4 and 2.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so the C also changed. So the equation will be -4 sine 2x plus. Okay, so this time we'll be using plus 2. Okay, next one we're gonna do cosine. Cosine, I will use the red. Okay, the red one. So where should we draw the y-axis? So it's a cosine without reflection. Cindy, can you draw on the screen? Where do we put the y-axis? So it's for number 3. Okay, very good, very good. Nice purple color. Okay, yeah, that's the right place. Good job. So we'll be placing over here, right? Cosine without reflection, it has to start from the highest point. But then your origin should be down here, okay? Do not use the highest point as origin. So this one will be for A. Okay, the screen is lagging right now. Okay, A greater than 0. Okay, for cosine. So everything will be similar, right? So let's speed things up. So A will be 4. B is still the same. CD will be different now. Okay, where is CD now? Donna?
Pi over 2.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Yes, okay. So the value for D is the same, okay? You only change the C. It'll be y equals to 4 cosine 2 x minus power 2 plus 2. Okay, finally, last one. We want a cosine that has a reflection. Okay, cosine with a reflection. Any volunteer to draw?
Me.
Hmm? Do you want to draw it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, do you see a black screen? What's happening?
Did Jason kick himself?
Yeah, okay, here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, the screen just froze for some reason. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, so Donna, are you drawing it?
I drew it.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, my screen is not moving. I don't see it.
What?
I don't see it. Can you draw it again? Oh, I see it now. Okay. Yeah, it showed up now. Okay. It's very, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see it. Okay. So it will be at the original, right? So it will be on top of the original. Okay, so that will be for a less than 0. Okay, let's go back to the final one. So a is -4, b is 2, cd. Where is cd now? William?
0 and 2.
Yeah, so this time will be 0, 2. It did not have any phase shift. So it will be y equal to -4 cosine 2x, right? I don't need to write c because it's 0, right? So you just write 2x and then plus 2. Okay, so I think let's take a break, okay? And then after the break, we'll finish one more, give you the summary, all right? So I'll see you in 15 minutes, 6:48, all right? Bye-bye.